We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You have locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice. Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice. It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
It's the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, where I go and look at low-owned plays and strategies specifically designed for GPPs. This is a show for people who are already informed on daily fantasy sports and how these contests operate. If you have any questions related to the NFL or NASCAR that you are too embarrassed to ask your usual DFS provider, or if you can't find the answer anywhere else, give me a tweet at BrandonCruzDFS. Most importantly, take everything with a grain of salt and use your best judgment when making entries. Additionally, if you have a gambling addiction, that's not my problem, that's yours. I don't want to hear about it. Alright, let's focus on NASCAR this weekend, focusing on Richmond. Listen, I understand last week I put out a short video, just got straight to the point. This will be a bit longer, but not too much. And man, I am disappointed about last week. If you guys enter that $11 NASCAR first gear contest, $25,000 to first. I finished 100th in that. That's pretty much where I've been finishing this fucking year. I can't get past that. During the race, I was 8th. Let's see, where was I at? I was tied for 8th for a while. I went up to 3rd for a bit, and I bounced around the top 20 for that whole fucking race, man. I was up like $1,200, not 12. I was up like $12,000, so I was high in that one and in another one. Finished 100th out of 10,000 people there. Finished 23rd out of 4,000 people in another one. Just a rough week, man. I wanted it to finish. I wanted to get a lot better. You always want to win them, man. That's been my whole fucking year. I can't take down a GPP in NASCAR, but I can finish in the top 1% around there. I just can't get that fucking win, but that was close. So let's get into this one a bit more. Same strategy, just entering one contest, and also, guys, right fast. I know I'm taking a little bit of time to get there, but my NFL videos, I'm recording it right after I record this one. Please, guys, go check that out. I know a lot of people watch NASCAR. I know some people are dropping it here and there, but please check out my NFL video. That's where I put more of my time into it. That one goes into way more depth than the NASCAR stuff, just because there's more stuff to analyze. Please check out that one. That'll probably be uploaded about 2 hours from now. I'm recording both Friday evening. Right now it is 6:04. Hopefully this will be up at like 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. But focusing on Richmond, I'm not too worried about track history because, as Kyle Busch said, you can't pass at this track. It blows with this package. There's nothing good to really look at here. I believe you can. I'm probably going to focus more on lineup construction than really chasing anyone. Obviously, 400 laps, something along those lines. As you can tell, I'm not. I always look at this stuff when I make my lineups, but coming up, it's certainly not how I used to do it. I'm looking forward to the Xfinity race. I have a lot. Actually, hell, I'll tell you my lineup right now because this won't be up by the time I start. By the time the Xfinity race starts. In the Xfinity race, I have Justin Allgaier, Michael Annett, Noah Gragson, Hermie Sadler, Zane Smith, and J.J. Yaley. I expect a lot from that lineup, actually. I have gone way over what I normally enter for the Xfinity series because I feel like a lot of people are going to go to John Hunter Nemechek, and he's going to be so chalky. If anything happens to John Hunter Nemechek, trust me, I'm making money tonight. Usually, that stuff doesn't pop up, so I usually don't enter that much in a NASCAR this time of year. That rarity just popped up. I feel like a lot of people are going to be sleeping on Hermie Sadler and J.J. Yaley because they're going to run the whole race. Both those guys are sponsored. Not a lot of people know about Hermie Sadler. I mean, don't ask me, man. People are dumb as fuck. Focusing on the Cup guys, looking at practice number 1, who's standing out to me? I'm just looking at lap averages, man. This is a short track. I don't give a fuck what your overall time is. I want to see lap averages. I want to see how people are doing. The few guys that stand out to me on practice number 1, obviously, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Newman. I'm going to tell you why they stand out to me, and then I'll focus on practice 2, then I'll tell you who I'm going to focus on later in the race. But practice 1 lap averages. Looking at 5 lap averages, it's Buescher, Kyle, Logano, and Larson. 10 lap averages, who stays up there? It's Kyle, Larson, Hamlin, and Chase. 15 lap averages, Kyle Larson, Harvick, Blaney, and Boyer. 20 lap 20 lap Harvick, Larson, Stenhouse, DiBenedetto, and then if I can click it correctly, Harvick, Larson, Stenhouse, and Keselowski for 25 lap averages in practice 1. Now, one thing that normally happens with practice speeds at Richmond, it's very, very temperature dependent. These laps go by stupid fast. You'll see that not a lot of the same guys are fast on long runs in practice 1 as they are in practice 2. Some guys switch here and there. It just depends on what temperature the track is, what they're dealing with whenever they're doing their practice speed. So I'm not too concerned on where people are switching and changing on lap averages based on the 2 practices. Just want to get that out there right now. But practice 1, like I said, focusing on Larson, Busch, and Ryan Blaney. They're all showing speeds. Other people who stand out to me, I really like Paul Menard from practice number 1. Daniel Hemrick as well. I've been high on Hemrick this whole fucking year. I can't leave him now, certainly because he's getting fired. I like Ryan Newman. He's showing some good speed, although I think he's going to be chalky based on his speed in practice number 2. Austin Dillon running a black number 3. It's this week, right? I think it is. I just went blank. Man, what happened, Childress? Like, I don't know if you talked to Martha Earnhardt. I know Dale was your best friend, but man, you said you'd never run a black number 3. I don't know. I got such a bad taste in my mouth seeing that Jack Daniels number 3 car. I don't know. I'm a huge Earnhardt fan. That kind of rubs me the wrong way, but you know, you do you, man. Whatever, man. Sorry about that tangent there. Other people who are standing out to me. Alex Bowman is not showing a lot of speed. Same with Jimmy Johnson. Johnson has fallen off the face of the earth. Haven't heard anyone talked about him at all. But those are the guys standing out to me in practice number 1. Moving on to practice number 2, looking at lap averages and things of that nature. Practice number 2, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Ryan Newman are sticking out to me. Now, the reason they are sticking out to me is because they are showing some good speed. Let's look at 5 lap averages. It's Hamlin, Truex, Harvick, and Blaney, your top 4, followed by Newman in 5th. 10 lap averages, Hamlin, Blaney, Newman, Keselowski, Harvick, with Truex in 6th. And then 15 lap, Hamlin, Blaney, Newman, Eric Jones, and Keselowski. 20 lap, Hamlin, Blaney, Harvick, Newman, Keselowski. And then 25, Hamlin, Blaney, Harvick, Truex, Newman. Now, I'm going to go and look at and see what time they ended up running these practices. I didn't watch them. I'm just looking at the data right now, but I'll probably go back, check out some practices on YouTube, things of that nature. I want to see the main difference between the first practice and the second practice, because these guys were much more consistent in practice number 2 than practice number 1. For the guys that were fast, I'm assuming the temperature was lower in practice number 2. Because of that, I would look towards practice number 2 for the race tomorrow, because it's going to be ran under the lights in Virginia. I'm going to focus more on practice number 2 because of that. Hamlin sticks out to me. A guy that I liked in practice number 1, which was Kyle Larson, he kind of disappeared here. He didn't really fall off the face of the earth, but he's just not as fast. He was 12th fastest on 15 lap runs, 20 lap runs. He was 12th. Let's go back to 10. He was 11th. So he's got about a 12th place car, although he was 7th in 5 lap averages. I'm not saying don't play Kyle Larson, but I think his car was set up for a higher temperature. I think Larson will be good in the beginning of the race. Once they get halfway, I think he's going to slide back a tad unless I believe it's Chad Johnson, unless they can keep changing and go with the car. I think Kyle Larson's a bit of fool's gold. I'm not really concerned. I'm not really focusing on picking Kyle Larson. I'm going to do one lineup tomorrow, and that's going to be it. I don't think Larson's going to make the cut on that one, but I like Blaney. Hamlin, I'm really looking towards Hamlin. Toyota, Joe Gibbs in general, has always been good at Richmond. From Stewart winning here back in '99 to Carl Edwards and all those guys. I like that. People, yet again, Alex Bowman not showing any speed whatsoever. I think people are going to be sleeping on Alex Bowman. He's not showing jack shit in practice. I'd like that as someone who's going to be low owned. Now, looking at qualifying, yet again, I'm going to start I'm going to go back to how I used to do it, starting old school, throwback to last year. I'm going to be looking at the starting lineup going 38th up, telling you if I like them. I don't like anybody in the back because, listen, this is going to be a long race. I don't want people who are going to be lapped down. The lowest I'd probably go right now would be Ty Dillon. He's starting 31st. I think he can at least move up a little bit, although Anzo, God damn you, Anzo. I hate playing the guy who starts 38th. I just don't like it at all. He's too slow. Yes, he can pass people if they get wrecked, but fuck, you're starting 38th. You're almost a second and a half off the pace. You're gonna go a lap down on like lap 7. But Quinn Hoff, could be a play if you need to go down there. Anyway, past that. Logano starting 28th, going to be chalk there. Byron starting 25th, going to carry some chalk. I think Paul Menard is in between Byron and Buescher. I think a lot of people would go to those guys. I think Paul Menard's going to be low owned. Hamrick and Priest, both short track guys who cut their teeth on this type of stuff, starting 20th, starting 22nd, 21st. I like Alex Bowman starting 20th. I think a lot of ownership is going to go to Ryan Priest. And probably Ryan Newman before Bowman. Austin Dillon starting 3rd. You do you, man. Eric Jones starting 16th. I'd rather go with Ryan Blaney. Hell, I'd go with Suarez over Eric Jones. Kyle Larson starting 13th. I think he'll probably finish around 10th. I think there's better plays. Not interested. Man, De Benedetto's difficult. I want to see what other people are saying in some podcasts before I pick him. I'm recording this Friday. Although the race is tomorrow, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think De Benedetto is going to carry some ownership. I think I'm going to pass on De Benedetto. Not worried about McDowell. Johnson overqualified. Kurt Busch not interested. I would like Truex, but I think Hamlin and Kyle Busch make better plays. Not interested in Almirola. Not interested in Boyer. Not interested in Elliott. I'm going to try and see if I can put Hamlin, Blaney, and Newman in a lineup and probably build from there. Harvick is an interesting play. I don't think you're going to be able to really put Harvick into a lot of your stuff because he's $12,000 or he's $11,500. That's going to be a bit difficult. Like I said, Logano's going to suck a lot of money away from people. I don't think I can go with Logano just because place differential is so important now. And last year, as Hamlin was saying in qualifying, he struggled all last year or last time at this race because he started in the back. It took him the whole fucking race to pass people because you just can't pass on this track anymore. Logano has a big chance of disappointing a lot of people. I'm not concerned about that. Kind of like how John Hunter Nemechek started in the back for the Xfinity race tonight. I'm not sure if that's going to pay off. I think it's a bit risky chasing place differential here, especially when there's other plays that are better. But yeah, the main guys I'm focusing on, Hamlin, Blaney, and Newman. I'm probably going to use Alex Bowman. So that's 4 of my 6 drivers. Can't really tell you the other 2 that I like because I'm only doing one lineup. But I certainly like Busch, Harvick, Keselowski, Larson. Let's see, Byron. I like Byron as a play. De Benedetto is a bit interesting. He's $7,400. I think he'll carry ownership just because he's starting there. Menard. A lot of people are going to be sleeping on Dillon. A lot of people are going to not use Stenhouse, although you could probably use him here. Ty Dillon's a bit expensive, but starting 31st. You can use them there. Guys, that's it. That's my plan of attack. Got it done, and let's see, what did I do this in today? Let's see, 13 minutes. That's not bad at all. Guys, please check out my NFL video. It's coming out next. I'm focusing on NFL completely. I'm doing this for one lineup on NASCAR, so take it as it is. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, go check out the NFL video. It'll be right up. Thank you for listening, and I will check you out next time. Best of luck in your GPPs or double ups if you want to be lame and do those, but good luck, guys. See you next time.